Have you been wondering what exactly does healthy food look like? We are often told that the food that is rich in protein, a lot of colorful vegetables, fruits, dry fruits, nuts, meat, egg, dairy, etc. are healthy. But what all can a healthy human consume? Isn't there a limit to it? In today's episode, let us try to understand what exactly does healthy food look like by the Ayurvedic norms? What does the warm hug meal mean? What is the difference between a warm hug meal and a flavor bomb meal? And what are the features to be noted down so as to understand whether you are consuming the right food as per the Ayurvedic guidelines? So as per Ayurveda, the food that is the most comfortable and easy to digest is what exactly falls under the category of healthy food. More like something that feels like a warm hug. Now this term was coined by one of my patients while she was undergoing treatment for fibroid and rectal prolapse. She was advised for an immediate surgery, but as she was not prepared for the same, she came to us asking for rescue. And therefore, we decided to take her under our arms and treat her by the truly Ayurvedic way, wherein food, lifestyle and medication goes hand in hand by the intuitive method. As in, the food has to be the first source of medication for the patient and it cannot be something that is done mindlessly. So I asked her, what kind of food do you feel like having? She said, something warm and nice. So I recommended her to have kanji or khichdi. As the days progressed by, I asked her to include more of rice, ghee, salt, soft vegetables, and later on to things like risotto, the Ayurvedic way of cooking risotto with some meat, ghee, rice and mild condiments, and thus the treatment progressed. And over a month's period, she has progressed from a state of 4th degree rectal prolapse to the 1st degree, and the treatment is still continuing. Now, talking about what exactly is warm hug meal. That meal which makes you feel the easiest on the stomach, doesn't give you acidity, bloating, constipation, post-meal lethargy, etc. Does that mean that any food that tastes good on the mouth is the same as warm hug meal? No. The food that is more like a flavor bomb on your mouth is actually going to be counterproductive. Say for example, burger, chips, french fries, biryani, they taste amazing on the mouth. What happens the moment they hit the stomach is that they either give you acidity, heaviness, bloating, post-meal lethargy, constipation the next day and whatnot. And this happens mostly in those people who have a poor Agni or poor metabolism. The others are almost safe, but even they do experience some or the other form of complication because these foods do not come under the healthy food as per the Ayurvedic norms. So what exactly are the guidelines? There has to be 5 points to be taken care. 1, it should be satmya, as in it has to be the food that you are used to. Say for example, for an Indian, especially a North Indian, a dal chawal is satmya, whereas for a South Indian, a curd rice, sambar rice, or rice with chutney, and even for a Keralite, rice with fish is what satmyam is. And for a Southeast Asian, it is a soup or soupy rice noodles or a momos that feels the most comfortable. And when it goes to the West, foods like risotto, bread, pasta, aglio olio kind of preparations taste the best. Now, if these races decide to switch and swap the preparations, then they are not going to be able to consume it for more than a meal or two for the simple reason that it doesn't feel staple, comfortable for them. So therefore, stick to satmya or staple options. 2, it has to be hidam, something that you like consuming. Say for example, a pure vegetarian cannot think about even consuming egg. That is because they often tend to do not like the flavor of the same. So the food that you consume will be healthy for you only if you like the same. Hidam it is. 3, it has to be snigdham. It cannot be ruksha, which means it has to have the right amount of fat. Say for example, adding half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of ghee on top of your fulka or rice makes it soft and nice. Whereas you have a dry bread, a dry roti, you're not going to feel that comfortable on the stomach. So therefore, it has to be snigdham. Next, it has to be lakhu. Lakhu means light. Having rice with dal or rice with sabzi is lakhu, which is light. Whereas having a heavy burger or a biryani or a heavy meal wherein you are eating up to full stomach, that is not lakhu. Next, it has to be ushna, which means it has to be warm and nice. Say for example, a comfortable khichdi, a nice warm soup, a nice warm soupy rice noodles, they feel the most easy on the stomach when in comparison to an ice cream or a waffle. And the next most important point is that it has to be Shat Rasa Pradhana, which means it has to have all the 6 tastes. Madhura, sweet, amla, which is sour, lavana, there has to be the right amount of salt. Katu, it has to be spicy. Tikta, there has to be mild amount of bitterness. And kashaya, that astringent taste. And out of this, madhura rasa or the sweet taste doesn't mean sugar or jaggery, but the sweet tasting food which happens to be the carbs. For Indians, it will be rice or wheat. And in the West, it will be potato or sweet potato. That has to be in larger quantity because that happens to be the building block of the body. The body is not just made out of fiber, vitamins and minerals, but also needs a base. And that is what the sweet tasting carb does to your food. So some of the common foods that has all of these 6 factors would be khichdi, the regular kanji, rice with dal, buttermilk, sabzi, risotto, soup, soupy rice noodles. So which of these is your favorite option?